So the process that I went through, I originally, after I'd spoken to a couple of mortgage brokers just for advice, I didn't actually go through any applications or anything with them. I actually found a house that I could actually see myself living in, and that's kind of when it first became a reality for me. I looked at my KiwiSaver and I was almost there. Then I had money from the Homestart grant, and I was also very lucky that I was getting a small gift from my mum as well, so it built me up to the 10%, which is why I chose to make an appointment with Westpac and go in and see what my options were. I thought, being a Westpac customer all my life, that was going to be my best bet. If Westpac can't give me a mortgage, then no one can. So booked my appointment in, was told that Westpac don't do 10% deposits, was told that the person who I was dealing with had never heard of a Homestart grant, and then was told that looking at my wage, which by the way is much higher than the average national wage, so that seems ridiculous, but I was told because of those factors that I would not get approved for a mortgage. And the thing is, I feel bad saying that because the person who I dealt with personally was a really lovely person. However, I just don't think she dealt with things well, and she obviously wasn't educated in the art of giving a mortgage or processing a mortgage application, because there are a lot of things that I brought up that she had no idea what I was talking about, which really all it took was looking at your website, so that seemed a bit silly. After kind of a bit of back and forth, I just said, look, I don't want it to go through if it's going to be put against my name, because obviously if you know an application is going to get declined, I'm not going to put it against my credit rating, because that's just silly. So she said that she can put the application through, and then we can see what the outcome is and then process it if we want to, if it gets approved, or we can choose not to. So I said, cool, that's fine. So that took about an hour. Went through everything. A couple of days later, heard back. I was approved for $250,000 in total, including my deposit, which I don't think can even get a car park, let alone a house. So that was, and I mean, again, if that is the outcome, that is the outcome, and that's fine, but it's all about how it's being dealt with. And to literally be told from then, well, your only option is to earn more money, didn't really kind of slide with me. So at that point I felt really deflated. I almost gave up on looking for a house, because I just thought that was just my reality. And then I heard from a friend of mine who had become a mortgage broker, and she had heard through a mutual friend that I was looking for a house. So she got in touch with me and just said, look, what's your experience? Do you want me to help you? And at that point I had nothing left to lose, so I said, yep, let's do it. We put through an application. She had suggested some banks that potentially might look at me, and some things that they will look for, so whether I'm going to have any flatmates, which was never asked at Westpac ever, so whether I'm going to have any flatmates, and like what kind of house it is. They were going to look at the potential house that I was looking at, and we put through everything. And before the application fully got put through, one thing she said to me that really stuck with me was, even if we can't get you a house right now, we're going to get you one as soon as possible, and I'm going to tell you how we're going to do that. Just that one line gave me all the faith in the world back, because again, I'm realistic. I'm not expecting, if it can't happen now, that's fine, but tell me how it can, tell me what I need to do to make that happen, which she did, and that was an awesome experience. It came back that ASB actually approved me for $510,000, so over double the amount that Westpac approved me for, which was awesome. Unfortunately though, because I was not a main bank customer with them, they were using a red light, green light situation, so they only do a certain amount of 10% deposits for non-bank customers each month, and then they stop, and then they start it again. So timing is everything. If you find a house during the time they're not doing it, then unfortunately that can't work, which is a real shame, but it is what it is, and I'm super grateful that they took part in me anyway. So look for a few houses up here that didn't really, I wasn't successful in any houses in Auckland. I'm actually from Christchurch, so I started looking in Christchurch. I'm actually quite keen to move back to Christchurch, and realised I could get a lot more bang for my buck in Christchurch, so I started looking at some houses in Christchurch. I found a really good one. Unfortunately, the timing of that worked out when ASB had closed their approvals for non-bank customers, so a friend of mine actually had had just purchased a house through BNZ, and said, you know, sometimes that banks, when they deal with people directly instead of brokers, they can actually give you different deals. I double checked with April, my broker, and she said that she had done everything she could possibly do, and that was fine. So I got in touch with someone at BNZ. We put through a application, and that got approved. In fact, that got approved for 5:30 because I had 2 spare bedrooms, so I could have 2 flatmates, which was great. So that all got approved. Fortunately, I wasn't successful with the auction, but you know what? It actually got to the point where I was okay with that, because I am now at a point where I'm actively looking for a house that I can afford in Christchurch, where I want to live, and I have 2 banks, and since then ASB's come back saying that they've reopened it, so I've got 2 banks that have approved me. So I'm back being happy, but it has been a really emotional roller coaster and I've learned a lot along the way. So that's where we're at the moment, is that we're still looking for a house, but skies are definitely blue at the moment. So
cool. How long have you been looking? How long has that all been?
So this has all been happening. Well, originally when I first applied through Westpac, that was August this year. Then so it was beginning of September that April got in touch with me, and so ASB approved me in September, and then by the time I started looking in Christchurch and found a house in Christchurch I really liked, it was October, and that's when BNZ approved me. And since then I've kind of just been keeping an eye out, and if I find something then try and jump on it.
Cool.
Yeah.